Hey everybody, Stitz 1993 here again with another toy review, another potato head review. I'm doing a good bit of potato head reviews this year, so if you like potato heads, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe for future potato head videos. I review potato heads for 80s, 90s now, and some from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and later on as well. So today we're looking at Indiana Spud. This released back into 2008 for the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull film. And this is one of the more unique potato heads in more ways than one, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But first we're going to go over each of the pieces here individually, and then I'll talk about some of the more interesting aspects of this toy. Alright, so first we've got the shoes. Now these are just the regular tennis shoe sneaker design, but in a brown color here. I'm not sure if any of the other potato heads of that time came with this color of shoes, so this may be an exclusive color for this figure here. And of course we've got the potato head body that was still popular for the 2000s at the time. The 3 holes in front, 2 holes on each side, the hole on the top, and the slot on the bottom. Next it came with 2 mouths. We've got the regular smile that came with pretty much every potato head of that time, and then the more interesting one, which is a sculpted kind of smirk half smile here. Now, why I say it's very interesting, other than just the design in general, is because we didn't get a lot of exclusive mouths. This is one specifically for this figure, and it never came out for any other figures as far as I'm aware. It's got a really good paint job. Of course, we got the white teeth, but then we've got the mouth that is kind of the same color as the potato head body there, and then the inside of the mouth is kind of a burgundy brown to it as well. Now, later on in the 2010s, all the mouths would get sort of this new updated more sculpted type of design, but this was our first taste of what the future of the potato heads would hold. So we're going to put the sculpted one in. Now I don't have the box anymore, unfortunately. It just came in a regular plastic box. I'll post a picture here so you can see what it had. So not much interesting. It had, of course, the logos of the Indiana Jones and potato head on it, and then on the back it showed the pieces. Next we've got, of course, the ears, and this is by the time they were using the harder plastic for the ears, so they're not as malleable as, say, the ones from the 90s or 80s, but they still do their job. They fit in nice and snugly. So next we've got the eyeballs, the black pupil eyeballs. Nothing specific here. I always thought that was interesting. I know the mouth, I guess, is the more, noticeable part of Indiana Jones, but honestly I probably would have sculpted some interesting eyes, or at least gave them like the potato head eyes with like the brown eyelids on them. But that's just me. And if you want to, if you've got the other potato head, you can swap them out, and I feel like it looks better that way. Of course we have the infamous red nose. Again, kind of an interesting design choice to go with this nose here. It kind of looks out of place, and honestly would have preferred one of the more bulbous noses. It could still been red, I guess, but I probably would have preferred like an orange nose than this. But I guess they had to use that nose because the sculpt kind of fits in like a nice little puzzle piece here right on her nose. So who knows? No pun intended. Of course we've got an accessory, or a couple of accessories, but this is the only one that is an individual part, and that is the whip. Of course it is sculpted to just be curled up, so you can't really, I guess you can use your imagination to pretend you're actually whipping people, but yeah, so that is just one big old piece colored in the rope brown. And then next I'm going to show these pieces as together as well as individually. So we've got this is one of the few for its time. Now back in the 80s, they did do a lot of cloth pieces for the potato heads, but this is one of the few for the 2000s that had a cloth piece here, and it's really well sewn. I don't know if you can tell very well here. They even sewed in some little pockets that you can't really open the pocket, but the flap does go up, and then of course it's got this kind of it is just a regular, you know, polyester fabric, but it's supposed to look like the leather jacket here. Next we got, of course, two hands. We've got one that's kind of like the serving hand or the waving hand, but you notice the thumb and the index finger are a little bit curved in, and that is so they can hold the whip here. So I'll just attach that. So that way it holds the whip, and it holds it pretty good. It's got a nice firm grasp on it, if not just a little bit loose. And then the second hand is the very interesting one, because it has the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark. That one kind of had a potato head version of that, and that is sculpted right onto the hand, so that cannot be removed there. Although I do find it interesting that they took the time to sculpt the bottom, the flap out of it. So that was interesting. But yeah, so that's the arms, and of course we would put them into the sleeves here. Take the whip off for just a second here. Sleeves in here, and then yeah, just put it on like such. As I said, by this time most of the parts were of a plastic, so we were all kind of surprised, or at least I was surprised, that they decided to go for a cloth shirt here when they could have just as easily you know, omitted it or included it as just a pure plastic piece. That's about as good as it's going to fit on there. Now the very last piece I saved because it is his iconic hat, and you notice it's kind of a bit bigger and a bit chunkier than most hats, and that is because it has batteries in it. You take these two little screws out, it takes two AAA batteries, and yes, it does have a dowel, but the dowel is also a button. So as soon as I put it on his head, the music is going to play. So let's just show that off. And it does 3 clips in repeat, so it does that one. And then finally, and then if I press it again, it's just going to go right back to the beginning. So it does not play the full song, but it does, you know, it does play enough of it. So that is it for the potato head, the Indiana Spud. I know this is kind of a shorter review here, but not much to go into with this potato head here, and I don't even have a story. I do remember seeing this one in stores, and I bought it online for about the same price that you, or not even, I don't know if I bought it online or bought it in a toy store, but I paid for about retail price here. I did keep the instruction booklet, so this is what the instruction pamphlet, so it's Indiana Jones Taters of the Lost Ark is the name of the potato head there, and as you see it says it includes the 2 batteries. It did include the batteries with the head, but I took those out and replaced them with much newer batteries. Then on the inside, of course, we've got how to play, how to attach the pieces with the jacket, and how to remove the batteries, which is what I usually do. It does take 2 Phillips screws, so just use a Phillips head screwdriver, and that is it. So yeah, as of this recording, I haven't seen the new Indiana Jones movie. I've heard I heard mixed reviews on it. I'll probably check it out later when it comes to streaming. But yeah, I know, including myself, was not a big fan of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Of course, this one is based off of the better Indiana Jones films, the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, if you are an Indiana Jones fan, a Harrison Ford fan, or of course a Potato Head fan, I would highly recommend picking this up. Just only, other than it being, a unique Potato Head, it's got one of the most unique parts. I think this is the only Potato Head that has an electronic hat. I know there's other Potato Heads that came out around this time, and even after that had electronic body that could talk. But this is one where you could take the piece off and put on another Potato Head and have any of your Potato Heads be Indiana Jones and play that song. So yeah, until next time, thank you and have a good day.